Hey guys, Ed here, bringing you part 8 of the Super Soldier. Yeah, I know, it's been a year since I last uploaded, but there's nothing I can do about it. I hope you guys spent Christmas and New Year's having fun, because I didn't. That aside, I hope you guys enjoyed this part. It was supposed to be uploaded in December, but I'm uploading it now. With that said, let's get into it.
Fearless.
Where we last left off, the students were ambushed at the USJ by villains. Izuku took down a creature known as a Nomu, but he started to lose his cool after a second Nomu, Plan C. He recognized it as his beloved Nana, or rather, her zombie-modified corpse. While on the other hand, Izumi was brought into weird Mindscape where she meets Nana herself, or rather, her vestige. Nana would say, "I'll ask again, will you help me save Izu?" Izumi would say, "Even if that's the case, what can I do? I'm nothing more than a hopeless girl." Not extending her hand, she would say, "Then allow someone with more experience than yourself to help you and show you how it's done." Izumi, confused, would say, "How can you do that?" Nana would say, "I'll be borrowing your body temporarily, and during that time we will sync, if that makes any sense." Izumi, scared, she would say, "No, I don't understand, and it makes no sense." Nana would say, "Have you ever seen Two Minds, One Body?" Izumi would say, "No, what kind of a movie is that?" Nana, thinking, she would say, "Right, that's not the actual name of the movie. Let me think." Izumi, impatient, she would say, "We don't have time for movie titles. My classmates are in danger, my teachers are in danger, and Uncle Izuku is fighting with a broken arm." Nana, getting serious, she would say, "In other words, I'll be taking control of your body, but it comes with a risk." Izumi would say, "How bad are the risks?" Nana would say, "Think your body as a car with 2 seats. You're the one always driving, but with me taking over, I'll be on the driver's side while you be on the passenger side, watching what happens, not able to do anything." Izumi would say, "That's not too bad, right?" Nana would say, "Once I take over, our knowledge, feelings, experience, they'll be all jumbled up. But it would only last for a little bit, and not to mention the strain on your body. Hopefully it would last more than I hope it will." Izumi would say, "Okay, I guess. I don't mind knowing a little bit more and having a bit more experience, especially with One for All. I hate to say it, but I don't think All Might is a good teacher." Nana, face-palming, she would say, "I don't expect much from him. He isn't the teaching type." There was a moment of silence until Nana spoke seriously, extending her hand once again as tears were forming under her eyes. "Izumi, I know it's selfish of me, but I don't want him to die. I already lost him once. He deserves a second chance of life. Please, allow me to take over for as long as I can." We cut back to the plaza where the Nananomu was staring at Izuku, ready to charge at him. Izuku, forcing himself to be calm, he would say, "Nana, it's going to be okay. I'm here." Nomu charged at Izuku at faster pace than the last one, but still managing to dodge. Izuku blocking and holding onto the Nomu in place. As tears started to form, he would say, "Nana, I know you're in there. Back then my father told me that there was a way to reverse it. Please, Nana, fight it. The Nananomu broke out of Izuku's hold, and before Izuku could dodge, he realized that Aizawa was behind him, so he took a blow, but managing to hold on to the Nomu so he wouldn't go flying. Izuku coughing up some blood, as some more tears started to go down his cheek, he would say, "Nana, please, just stop. Come back to me. I'm not gonna hurt you. I know you're in there. I'm sorry." The Nomu continued to attack Izuku as he lured away from Aizawa. Some of the students took initiative to go grab Aizawa, but Kirishima wanted to help Izuku, and he jumped in, punching the Nomu away. Kirishima would say, "Hey, Mito bro, we got Aizawa. I thought you needed a hand," and Izuku, having his back faced towards him while trying to hide his tears, he would say, "Don't worry, I got this one. Doesn't seem to have the same number of quirks from the last one, so I'll be fine. Make sure that you and all the others get away from here. Administer first aid to Aizawa and wait for the other teachers." Kirishima would say, "But I want to help." Izuku, getting ready to attack the Nomu, he would say, "This one is mine. You have your orders, now go." As Izuku continued his attempt to save Nana, Kirishima joined the classmates near the entrance as Momo administered first aid to Aizawa. Kaminari would say, "Dude, why the long face? We got Aizawa." Kirishima would say, "I just want to help," but Sarah would say, "Don't bother. He's way beyond us. And considering he's fighting with a broken arm, he's just built different." Ojiro, analyzing the fight, he would say, "I don't know about you guys, but he's fighting defensively. There were at least 15 different opportunities for him to counterattack, but he chose not to." Momo, finishing up with Aizawa, she would say, "What do you mean he's fighting defensively?" Ojiro would say, "I mean that something is off. Not once has he attacked that creature." Ochako would say, "Maybe his arm hurts." Shoujo would say, "I'm starting to see it too. Doesn't look like it at all." Melissa would say, "You mean to say that he's toying with this thing, as he did with us?" Ojiro would say, "Apparently, but on why he's doing it, I have no clue." Aizawa, managing to speak, he would say, "The villains got into his head. Or rather, he mentioned that they defiled the corpse of someone he knew." As I was getting all caught up, Izuku found himself in danger, but that's when Izumi joined Izuku and protecting him. Izuku, battered and bruised, he would say, "Izumi, what are you doing here?" "Oh, I got this. Get yourself and the others out." Izumi would say, "No, Izu. I'm not going to watch you getting yourself in danger for no good reason." Izuku, getting back on his feet, he'll say, "I must save her. At the very least, I owe her that much. Even if it kills me. You wouldn't get it." Before Izumi could say anything, Izuku rushed to protect her while trying to make her go back to the others, but failing miserably, causing Izumi to get angry at him. Izumi, angrily, she would say, "I know about her. I know about Nana. She died 25 years ago. She's gone." Izuku, pinning the creature to the ground, she would say, "If there's a slither of a chance for her to come back, I'll take it. I don't expect you to understand." Izumi, impatiently, she would say, "Izu, look at her. She's just a moving corpse at this point. She's not alive, and you know it. It's time for you to move on." Izuku, tearing up, she would say, "You have no idea what you're asking me to do. I can't. I just can't. Not to her." Izumi looked at Izuku with concern. She looked around and saw one of Izuku's guns laying on the ground. She went to pick it up, and as she walked over to him, she placed the gun by his side as she would say, Then tell me, Izu, would you rather watch her suffer, or would you want to bring her peace? Izuku contemplating in silence. Izumi holding her tears in, she would say, if you truly want to save her, you know what you must do. Nobody can make you do it. But you should consider the feelings of those that knew her as well, and what they would want, and what they would do in your place. Izumi left Izuku to contemplate, but as soon as she reached the others, back near the entrance, her body was so sore, and she started to cry a river, confusing the others. But before the others could ask Izumi the details, a gunshot was heard, and everyone looked in Izuku's direction, and then a deafening silence, of which silent sobs faded into the background, as Izumi's sobs were louder, but her mind was overwhelmed, knowing what transpired, and she lost consciousness. But the silence was broken when the door opened, revealing All Might and the teachers. All Might would say, no need to fear, we are here to save you? I thought you were in danger. As I was sitting up annoyed, he would say, you're late. Most things were taken care of. But there are still some villains around the USJ. Recover Girl would say, Aizawa, where is Izuku? As I was pointing, he would say, I believe he's down there, making his way up. But if I were you, I would choose my words carefully. Recovery Girl confused, she would say, why do you say that, Aizawa? Did something else happen? As if on cue, Izuku made his way to the entrance with a faraway look in his eyes and a face of utter defeat, carrying the dead Nomu bridal style. Confusing the students, but Recovery Girl and All Might recognized the outfit, leaving them in shock, realizing that the thing in Izuku's arms was the corpse of Nana Shimura. Izuku made his way to the speechless All Might and gave the corpse to him. Still having some tears in his eyes, he would say, I did the one thing you couldn't. Now if you don't mind, I need some fresh air. Izuku made his way out the door, but fell on his face unconscious due to his arm bleeding through the rough patch. While All Might had a mental breakdown, he decided to lash out on the remaining villains, as Recovery Girl made sure that the students were unharmed. Recovery Girl would say, it seems that a lot of you, aside from the Midoriyas, are fine. Why don't you carry Miss Midoriya onto the bus while the adults take care of the rest? Kirishin would say, what about Mito Bro? Recovery Girl would say, I'll take care of him. Kirishin would say, will he be alright? Recovery Girl making a sad expression, she would say, physically, most likely. Most likely he lost a lot of blood. But that isn't what I'm worried about. As the USJ incident was being taken care of, we cut over to Izuku's mind, with Izuku going through memory lane as a spectator, until he stopped to a specific point, realizing it was when he made the promise to Nana. Izuku looking at the Nana in his memory, he would say, I wish I could have told you that day. I wish I never got distracted. I wish I could have stopped Shigaraki back then and kept my promise to you. Maybe none of this would have happened, but most of all, I just wish to hold you in my arms, to hear your voice telling me I'm an idiot, that I'm reckless, especially that I'm hopeless without you. As he started with the waterworks, he felt a hug from behind. He immediately turned around, seeing the Nana he remembered. Nana would say, it's okay, Izu. There's no point in telling me those things because you know that I'll say it but not mean it. Izuku would say, what are you talking about? You remembered how I was always bullied, unable to do anything, always sick, and out of hospital like clockwork. Nana would say, that's only part of it. You're also kind, brave, selfless, hopeful, and you inspired me, just like you inspired others. So I took those parts of you and tried to do the same. And then I too became a hero and a teacher. I'm nothing but a failure. Dad was killed, my brother hates me, Mom has been worried sick for over 60 years, you died, and I had to kill you again. This probably wouldn't have happened if I never took that serum. I probably should have died as a nobody. Nana would say, Izu, are you listening to yourself? You're always there to defend the weak, regardless of your stature. You were the shortest and most fragile guy in our school. The first time I saw you, you were standing up to bullies twice your size. Izuku would say, but no matter how many times I always stood up, I was always beaten. Then my brother had to step in and clean up my mess. Nana would say, but as I recall, it was one of those messes that made me fall in love with you. Not to mention how you offered a teriyaki to a starving orphan on the streets. Then the war approached. You went to the military facility. After months, when I saw you again, you were taller and much more stronger, by the looks of it. You were even helping everyone to safety. You gave hope to everybody. Izuku tearing up, he would say, that may be true, but in doing so, I broke apart my family, my relationship with my brother. I lost 60 years of my life. Everyone that knew either died or moved on without me. You as well. You don't know how much it hurts knowing that. And what's worse, after I heard that your student All Might inherit One for All and took down All for One, it made me want to just relax a little bit. But it backfired immediately. I know for a fact that he is still alive and that he won't hesitate to use people just to get to me, like he did with you. And everyone nowadays just thinks that being here is about being celebrities instead of doing what's right, including All Might. Nana will say, Izu, I don't want you to be alone, nor for you to feel that you have to carry everything on top of your shoulders. Izuku would say, with so much at stake, I feel it necessary to stay strong and silently bear any burden, even if it means I'll be alone. Nana sighing, she would say, it seems that our time is almost up. Try to make new friends. Let them know the real you. Because you're keeping everything bottled up. It isn't healthy. Izuku would say, considering that keeping everything bottled up isn't healthy, there was something I would want to tell you. Nana raised an eyebrow. As Izuku was kneeling, he would say, Nana Shimura, I love you. And will you marry me? Nana, in tears, she would say, I've always known how you felt. And after you were in stone, my father told me everything. He showed me your vow, which is why it hurt so much after I found out. And it was years after I found someone else. I'll think about it. Izuku smiling at the irony of her response, as he would say, then wait for me. Nana was smiling and shook her head as she gave him a kiss on the forehead. But Izuku's hearing and his vision was about to blur out, as he could hear her last words, only for him to wake up in the nurse's office. As he tried to get up, but he felt his injured arm in a cast and recalling the incidents. Recovery Girl would say, Izuku, I need you to stay put. You're lucky that the serum is helping with your recovery. Izuku would say, how long was I out? Recovery Girl would say, about 20 hours or so. It's almost 6 a.m. Izuku would say, any casualties? Recovery Girl, sighing, should say, nope. Just you, Aizawa, and 13. But they'll recover soon. Izuku would say, that's good to hear. Recovery Girl would say, Izuku, would you like to talk about it? Izuku trying to hide it, he would say, there's nothing to talk about. I'm fine. I just need to walk it off. That's all. Recovery Girl would say, you know, you said the same thing when your father was killed. Yet you had so much pent-up aggression that you aimed at the first person to anger you. Izuku stayed silent, ashamed for what he did, as Recovery Girl continued, handing him a card, as she would say, I can't change your coping mechanism, but keeping everything in is not good for you. This is a good therapist. I want you to go speak with him, and he'll help you, especially when you can't help yourself. Izuku would say, I'll think about it. You'll excuse me. I need to go to the bathroom. Recovery Girl sighing, she would say, if anything, go to Field Gamma. I heard second and third years will be using ground beta and ground alpha later today. And I expect you not to break more of your body, otherwise I won't assist in healing it. Then I want you to eat and rest afterwards. Got it? Izuku gave her a smile and exited the room, heading for Field Gamma. After some time, All Might entered the nurse's office. Recovery Girl would say, All Might, what can I help you with? All Might would say, I was checking on young Midoriya. Recovery Girl would say, oh, she's there sleeping. All Might with a sweat drop, she would say, I meant the other young Midoriya. Oh, if you want to talk with Izuku, you might want to come later. All Might a little irritated, she would say, where is he? Recovery Girl would say, probably Field Gamma sorting his feelings. I mean, he did have to kill the woman he loved. Give him some time. He needs to process some stuff. All Might impatiently, he would say, and I need to speak with him. Before Recovery Girl could stop him, All Might stormed off after Izuku. Once Izuku arrived at Field Gamma, he expected there to be silence, but he didn't expect that there was robots about to attack him. Izuku dodged the incoming attack and realized by destroying it in return, more robots appeared, annoying Izuku, and after about 20 minutes, Field Gamma was littered with robots. As more were coming, but the robots retreated once All Might was there, finally being able to take a seat. All Might sarcastically, he would say, I see you are having fun with the security robots. Izuku would say, what do you want? All Might would say, I want to talk. Izuku, annoyed, he would say, and I want to be alone right now, but it seems that neither of us is getting what we want. All Might would say, tell me what I want to hear and I'll leave you alone. Izuku would say, and tell you what, All Might, do you remember our conversation at the beach? All for One is still out there, and the USJ incident just confirmed it. All Might would say, how would you know that? Izuku, annoyed, he would say, how about you put on some reading glasses and look over the facts, because I know for a fact that Nana died, yet she was at the USJ trying to kill me. And that kid calling himself Tomura Shigaraki, the same name that belonged to All for One, come on, All Might, you can't be this retarded to not see what is going on. All Might would say, I am not retarded. What do you expect of gaining here? Izuku having trouble holding the rest of his rage in, he would say, like I said, I want to be alone. Now leave. All Might sighing and having trouble to admitting it, he would say, For what it's worth, I am sorry. Izuku was confused that the remaining rage just zapped right out of him. As All Might continued, as he would say, "Yes, you heard me. I'm sorry." The other students told me how you came up with a solid plan and protect them. Izuku would say, "Wait, hold on. I'm either going insane, or you aren't All Might, or both." All Might would say, "Yes, it's me." "No, you're not insane, hopefully. And you were right. And for that, I am sorry. After my fight with All For One, I assumed that he was gone. My teacher could finally rest easy. I lost my way because nobody could defeat me, and yes, even with this scar and half my stomach gone, I felt on top of the world. And lost sight of what truly matters." Izuku would say, "Why the change of heart?" All Might would say, "To be honest, when I was a student here, under Nana-sensei, and the big piece of work that Gran Torino is," Izuku would say, "You mean Sarahiko? The same shorty that enjoys eating taiyaki all the time?" All Might would say, "Yes, him. But as I always believed that I was just standing to make them move on or something. And after Nana died, I blamed you for not taking care of All For One." Izuku, very annoyed, he would say, "Well, excuse me, princess. When I was in close quarters with the person in question, I found it hard to actually think and look for a strategy while on the defensive and avoiding quirks." All I would say, "Gran Torino told me some stuff before the war spread, and what you did. If I may, why did you put yourself through that?" Izuku would say, "For as long as I can remember, I always tried to do what was right. But no matter how you look at it, there will always be bullies doing as they please, not caring for anybody but themselves, which is the reason on why I dislike them." All Might nodded, showing that he was keeping up. Izuku continued, he would say, "I assume you know about the Super Soldier Project, Project Hercules, right?" All Might would say, "Yes, Gran Torino and Nana-sensei told me about it a long time ago." Izuku would say, "What they probably haven't told you is that I wasn't meant to live past 15. Because of my weak body and the illness I had, I always had my brother and Nana to support me. But now, ever since I took that chance, I thought, with no restrictions, I could do my best to make the world a better place. Not even 3 months and hell broke loose. And ever since then, I made it my mission to do what was right, even if it meant killing. But now, I don't know what is right anymore. Things changed. Even though mutant-type quirks and quirks in general became the norm, people without quirks are the anomaly." All I would say, "I see. Gran Torino also mentioned about this Metal Liberation Army." Deku, sighing, he would say, "Destro. I remember him. He was a full-on bully, demanding the powerful should be above the weak. I knew that he had to go. Him, his group were my first targets. And that's how I found out about All For One. I cornered him, he escaped, he rounded his army, and little did I know, the war started. But I couldn't back down. In the end, I alone stood before him. He commended me, the first person to make him go all out, and still standing. I managed to catch him off guard. I pounced at him. I don't know how, but he managed to avoid a killing blow. he lost an eye, and I got distracted. Boom. I woke up 60 years later, and here I am today. Not knowing what to do. All I would say, young Midoriya, you still have the rest of your life ahead. There is a lot to experience. Izuku would say, I was forced to grow up when I was 14. I'm nearly 76, and I still look like a teenager. What else is there? All I would say, girls making a family, stability. Izuku would say, I don't know. Guess the guy that wanted all that went in stone 60 years ago. I think someone else came out. Since that is out of the way, I have one more question. Izuku would say, sure, speak up. All Might concern, he would say, are you actually injured or are you using that cast as a weapon? Izuku checking his body, he would say, shit. I hope that I didn't hurt myself more. Otherwise, I won't hear the end of it. All Might smirking, he would say, shouldn't you refrain from such language? Izuku was confused for a moment, but then he heard All Might chuckle. Izuku embarrassed, he would say, wait, don't tell me I told you that. All Might was laughing, would say, yes, it was in the report, and they seemed a bit confused at first. Izuku lamenting, he would say, it was a mere habit. But that aside, I guess I should be thanking you. Maybe I misjudged you. But right now, I'll go back to get some rest. I can start feeling some pain in my arm, and I don't want Chiyo yelling at me. As Izuku returned to the nurse's office, he saw Mina and Tsuyu there, waiting for him apparently. Izuku would say, what are you guys doing here? Mina would say, we were just worried for the both of you. Tsuyu would say, and the teachers. Mina would say, but mainly you two. Izuku would say, I appreciate the thought. Was anyone else harmed? Tsuyu would say, not really. The others are fine. They're just in our classroom. Mina would say, I believe Recovery Girl stepped out for a minute, and Izumi went to the bathroom to get freshened up. Izuku would say, oh, in that case, I'll join you guys. If you just give me my stuff. So he would say, they're over there. Kirishima went to fetch them earlier. Izuku closing the privacy curtains around the bed, he would say, I hope you guys don't mind, but I do need some privacy. Feel free to tell me what happened during the USJ. Mina would say, you don't seem to have any shame in changing with us still in the room. Izuku would say, trust me, I'm used to it. But these curtains will be enough. I would like to hear what happened after I passed out. Mina and Tsuyu told him what happened after USJ, even if it was similar to what Recovery Girl mentioned, but as soon as Izuku got into his school uniform, he heard someone shouting his name from the hallway, and he was about to check out what it was going on. That's when an angry old man entered the nurse's office, only for Izuku to roll his eyes, already knowing where this was going. Izuku would say, hey Kenji, did you come here to see me? Kenji, angrily he would say, I came here to check on Izumi, not you. I could care less what happened to you. Izuku would say, well, as you can see, she isn't here, and if you don't mind, could you leave now? Kenji, punching Izuku in the guts, he would say, you think you're off the hook. I warned you to stay away from my family. Don't you feel little remorse dragging these kids into your mess? Mina and Tsuyu were about to intervene, but Izuku stopped them, and with his signal, the two left the room. Kenji would say, what's wrong? Cat got your tongue? or did those two girls have it? Izuku would say, why are you here? Kenji would say, isn't it obvious, brother? I'm here because I heard villains attacked and Izumi was unconscious, and now I need to teach you a lesson. To be continued. That's it for today's video. If you enjoyed, leave a like, comment down below. If you're new to the channel, consider subscribing for more. Turn on the bell notification to be updated so you never miss a video. That said, peace out.